Now, I wasn't exactly going to touch on this topic of discussion, right? Um, Typically, I make videos earlier in the day, so anything that happens later in the day, I talk about it like the day after. And so I'm sure you guys have heard about the ICE agent shooting the individual. I believe her name was Renee Good, 37-year, yeah, Renee Nicole Good. Uh, I wasn't going to, but you know what? That's what y'all come here for. To hear me talk about these types of topics and discussions. So let's jump into it a little bit, all right? Now, after doing a little bit of digging, I found out that somebody that was on scene is allegedly in a relationship with Nicole. Let me throw this up on your screen. Hold on, let me make myself a little bit smaller. RP to Charlie Kirk. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so here's the statement. I made her come down here to confront agents as she breaks down in harrowing footage. Yeah.
They just killed that lady right there in that car, y'all.
All right, we ain't gonna play too much of that because I don't want them to actually show the image, of course, of the young lady slumped over. But now, allegedly, that lady that was on the ground crying is in a relationship with Nicole. A woman seen in a video claiming to be Good's wife seemed to blame herself for the tragedy, saying she made her come down here to the ICE protest. Now, of course, all the liberals out here are saying that, you know, the ICE agent was in the wrong, blah, 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 blah. We know what they're going to claim. But I want to show you guys a slowed down video of what actually happened and prove that, no, he was justified 100%. Okay? So let's jump into this video here. So for those of you that haven't seen the video here, I'll play it in regular speed and then we'll break it down in slow-mo. Nicole is in this vehicle here to the right of your screen. That's her in this vehicle. That's her there.
No!
Get out of the car.
No! Shame! Shame! Oh my fucking god! What the fuck? What the fuck?
Okay, we're going to stop it there. So as you saw, she backed up, accelerated forward. You heard about 3 shots, and she obviously crashed into some parked vehicles up here, presumably because she lost conscious. All right. Now, so let's go back to this. Okay, ICE agents are walking up. She's parked in the middle of the road, blocking traffic. Let me slow this down. Okay, we gonna prove this real quick. Hold on, let me turn the sound off because you don't want to hear that. Now, okay, so there's an ICE agent here, there's an ICE agent there, and there's another one that you don't see on the other side of the car. He's to the right side of the car, right? He's on the right side. But watch what happens when she backs up. Look through her front windshield. What do you see right there? You see that head? See the body? Now she's put him squarely in front of the vehicle, the ICE agent. See, right there? Now you can see him really well. A couple frames afterwards. You see him right there? Now that she's backed up the vehicle, he's squarely in front of the car. He was to the right. Now he's in front. Now, I want you guys to watch these tires. Watch this front tire. Okay? Watch what happens. Wait for it. You see that? Did you see it? Did you see the car squat down and the tire spin? Look, the tire's facing to the left. It spins because of the ice. Spins. It spins in place. She's gunning the engine. It's obviously icy out here. You guys can see the snow on the ground. It's obviously icy. She's gunning the engine so the tires don't grip the road. The ICE agent hears the engine. and the vehicle is aiming square at him. Okay? You hear the engine gun, you hear the tires spin. What do you think he's thinking in that moment? Oh crap, I'm about to be run over. He draws his firearm. Now, I've seen some liberals say, well, she turned the tires to the right. She turned the tires to the right. That proves that she wasn't trying to run him over. All right, fair enough. Let's back it up a little bit. So we talked about the tires spinning, the engine gunning, because obviously the tires are spinning, so that tells you the engine was gunning. She was gunning the engine. Right? Now, as the car moves forward, what direction are the tires pointed in? Hold on. I'm going to back it up. Right? As the car moves forward, which direction are the tires pointing in? Here's the ICE agent right there. You can see his head on the other side of this ICE agent that's by her driver's side window. You can see his head. Where is that vehicle pointed at? Directly at him. He just heard the engine rev. He heard the tires spin. And now the car is rolling, actively rolling towards him. You see that? See that? It's actively, she still hasn't turned the wheel yet. He's got his firearm out. Let me back it up a little bit. Yeah, we going to bust down this video today, baby. We're going to bust it down. All right, so his firearm is holstered. It's holstered. He hears the engine rev. He hears the tire spin. You can kind of see the firearm right there. If you look really, really closely and zoom in, he's pulling it out. Now he's got it pointed at her. He's got it pointed straight at her. The car is still moving directly at him. Now the tire begins to turn. There. Okay? First shot. There. Let me back that up a little bit. You can see where the first shot, because the first shot actually hit the windshield, which tells you, at least in part, that he was more than likely in front of the vehicle, because if he was to the side, it would have either gone through the A-pillar or through the driver's side window. The first shot went through the windshield. You can't shoot somebody through a windshield if you're standing at the side of the vehicle. You have to be in front to do that, unless he's off the Matrix and he can bend bullets or something. I don't know, but I ain't never seen it, right? That'd be some scary stuff though. So there's the first shot. You can see the blast there in front of the vehicle. Boom, and he follows up with 2 more shots there. Now, multiple things can be true. Is it tragic that this young lady lost her life? Yes. I can 100% say that. Now, do you think you'd hear that from a liberal if one of us lost our lives in a similar type of situation? No. They'd be clapping and making fun of it like they did with Charlie Kirk. Ooh, they got your homie. Ooh, you remember they were doing the whole grab your throat thing? They'd be making fun of it. But we're above that. It is tragic that she lost her life. And honestly, I genuinely feel bad for her. I really do. Because she was radicalized by a party who has zero good policy. And the only thing that they're able to do is fearmonger people into doing crazy stuff like this. To take a mother, because I believe she is a mother, she has a child. And I saw some reports that her husband actually passed away some years ago. I didn't do enough digging to figure out if that is true or not. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments. But I believe the husband has passed away some years ago. And so now that child doesn't have a father, and now it doesn't have a mother either. Because Democrat politicians have demonized ICE for doing their job, mind you. This is their job. And mind you, the president who deported the most illegals in U.S. history is still Barack Hussein Obama. So if we want to talk about deportations, why weren't all of these people out protesting when Obama was doing it? We'll talk about that in another video. But they've radicalized their base to think that they can go out and stop these ICE agents from doing their jobs, which they aren't going to stop them. If anything, they're going to get themselves hurt, or arrested. That's it. You're genuinely not stopping ICE by going out in the street and trying to block the road with your car or yelling at them from the sidewalk. You're not doing anything. Literally not doing anything. Now, I want to show you guys another angle of this tragedy and what happened here. And it's a much better angle to show that, yeah, this officer was actually struck by the vehicle. All right, let me throw this up on the screen. So you can kind of see it. It's from a distance. You can see the ICE agent down here. All right. So you can see the car is actively hitting the ICE agent. Now, thankfully, the roads are slick, right? There's a thin layer of ice there. And so when he gets hit, he gets pushed out of the way because there's ice on the road. So not only are his shoes not gripping the ground, so his shoes aren't digging into the cement and, catching him so he doesn't trip and fall under the vehicle. He kind of slides back. But also, the ice is also preventing the vehicle from accelerating very, very quickly. Now, the engine, as you guys saw, still more than likely was gunned because you saw the tires spin, okay? So you can see him get pushed out of the way by the vehicle right here. I'm gonna slow it down. Let me take the sound off. Yeah, you can see it there. You see that? You saw that? So there you go. He was actually hit by the vehicle. He was struck by the vehicle. It's tragic, right? You don't want to see anybody lose their life. Honestly, I think this chick should have just been at home with her child, You don't want to see this kind of stuff go down, but there's consequences to actions. And that was the consequence to nearly running over an ICE agent. I go back to something that Larry Elder said some years ago, and I think I played the video with you guys, and he said, whenever you're dealing with, a police officer or anybody like that, it's yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. If you feel like if you disagree with them, you handle it later. The objective should be to return home the same way you left home. And threatening or facing your vehicle, running your vehicle towards an ICE agent is not conducive to returning back home. I don't know, man. This is absolutely wild stuff to me. And I'm gonna end it with this. What's also wild is how these liberals care so much about these illegals, people that they don't know, when they have whole families at home, people who are depending upon them, children, putting their lives at risk for strangers who couldn't give a shit about them. That's what's also wild to me, man. That's what's also wild to me. Condolences to her family, obviously. I wish it didn't have to be this way. Once again, I don't want to see anybody lose their life. This is sad, man. This is sad. A child doesn't have a mother or a father now, The chick's wife is single now, right? I don't want to see this type of stuff, but there's consequences to actions. We all understand that. We learned that as kids. Stop trying to impede ICE. You're not going to stop what it is that they are doing. I don't care what these Democrat politicians tell you. You're not going to stop ICE. It's not happening. It's not happening. They are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And it's funny how these Democrat politicians didn't have anything to say about ICE deporting illegals when Obama was doing it. Y'all send this video to all of your liberal friends, co-workers, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters. Because this is tragic, man. We got to stop this nonsense. We love our liberal family members and everything, but this is going too far. It's going too far. There's consequences to actions, and we don't want to see any more liberals lose their lives over Democrats radicalizing them to do nonsense like this. Y'all stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.